to another video in the channel. Today we're doing an Arsenal latest news video. This is going to be replacing our transfer videos, so stay tuned as we'll give you up to date of all of the Arsenal news, including Mikel Arteta's press conferences. First of all, we will be talking about David Luiz. Obviously, he got sent off against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Arsenal did actually launch an appeal for it, and there has been a result. Arsenal have officially released a club statement about David Luiz's appeal, and it has been rejected. So let's have a look at this. Club statement: the Football Association have confirmed to us that the red card given to David Luiz on Tuesday against Wolverhampton Wanderers would stand. We have worked really hard to overturn David Luiz's red card. We presented our case to the FA, but are disappointed that our appeal has been unsuccessful. We accept the FA's decision and continue our preparations for Saturday's match against Aston Villa. Now, a lot of news going around the Twitter sphere, and yeah, everyone's bitching and moaning and pissing about, oh no, David Luiz, why is it not overturned and Bednarak's did? Come on, just stop it, man. Stop pissing yourselves about. Just get on with it. It's life. You get mistakes. Things happen like this. And to be honest, in a way, I'm happy because we could do with Gabriel and someone like Gabriel. No David Luiz, because as much as I like David Luiz in some instances, he goes and does stupid things like that. And you're saying, oh no, but wasn't his fault that he did that. He was out of position, first of all. And why does he keep getting himself into these positions? It's no coincidence that he's got so many red cards since coming here, you know? Oh, but no, it's not his fault. I just don't get it with a lot of people. I just don't, because, come on, just stop moaning about it. Just stop. And I've really got nothing more to say on it. Then, you know, he only misses one game, so at least it's not 3. It's not the biggest deal in the world, and hopefully you can just move on now, clear this all behind us. And yeah, David Luiz's appeal, you know, and the club have appealed it, and it's got rejected. So the next bit of news is Mikel Arteta's press conference. Now we're going to have a look at his press conferences. It's quite a lot, but I'm not going to read every single word because not all of it's relevant, and I don't really have time to go into all of it right now. But first question is, how difficult is it for the players to put a game like Tuesday behind them and prepare for the Aston Villa game? Oh, by the way, guys, sometimes I do speak a bit faster just to get a move on, so you can just slow down the autoplay. That could be fine as well for you guys. I don't know how hard it is for everybody, but we have to move on. We have a big game on Saturday and we need to go again. There are things that we can learn from this game, things that we cannot control, obviously, and a lot of positives to take there. Just move on and go for the next one and keep the momentum going. He was asked about Bukayo Saka, and he's asked if it was a real difference to have him back. He said it was a team collectively. I'm not going to read any more of that, to be honest. He said his praise is there because we still had chances to score a goal even with 9 players. That was completely down to them, how much they want to fight and the spirit that they have around them. He's then asked about Aston Villa and West Ham game. I'm not going to read that one out. And the next one is about Matt Ryan. Can you give us an update on Matt Ryan, whether he's able to train, and if he's not available, what is your confidence in Alex to cover? He's not been available to train yet, and Alex is available, so we have to make a choice for the weekend. Oh god, not Rodasson. He says that there will be a choice even though Matt hasn't trained. He said yes, if Matt is able to train and they're both fit, then we'll have to make a decision. If Matt is not fit, then obviously Alex will be in goal. Aubameyang came on the other day. Is he now in a position to start? He said, well, he's available. We played a few minutes after 10 days of not doing much, and hopefully in the next 2 days he feels good and is available to contribute to the team. Pepe seems really in good form at the moment. What's the key to that? That's even when we made the decisions not to play him, that he kept working hard. He's improved a lot of areas, been consistent through 90 minutes. What do you mean? He's not played whole games, mate. Oh my god. He was asked about concussion subs, which I'm not gonna talk about that. Was David Luiz better off taking out the Wolves player on Tuesday night? The law's not right, is it? He said, we know the law. That's exactly what I said. We know the law. For me, it's more about the decision, what happens in that instance. There was a very similar incident, even though David is behind him against Man United. Why are we talking about Man United in Arsenal press conference? Arteta, sort yourself out, mate. David keeps getting himself in these situations. That's something he needs to work on. Well, if you look at these two images, we can have a long debate here. So it's just to put the finger on David. In my opinion, it's not fair. So I think in my opinion here, he's just defending Luiz and saying, "Oh, look, the law is wrong." In my opinion, literally that's what it means. The 46 minutes on Tuesday night, do you think that was the best you've seen from them this season? He said maybe yes. I think for long periods we look very close to what we want to be as a team. Then we have to get into the results. When you have those moments in the game, you have to go 3 or 4-0 up and then the game is over. He talked about the long-term future. We're not going to talk too much about that now. How sorry would you feel for Matt Ryan if he's going to be able to play? He said, this is football and these things happen. This is why we allowed Matt Macy to leave, because we had to get somebody else, because these things can happen. Unfortunately, when you less need them, they actually happen. So we're more protected now having Matt in the squad, and let's see if he's fit. For now, Alex is fit as well. Are you worried about the discipline? He said, well, I was worried about the discipline in the 2 occasions when Nico and with Granit. Well, we should avoid that. We should talk about it. Well, look, it happened with Leno, so you're not going to talk about it because he's our best keeper. You're not going to talk about David Luiz because you really like him and you want to suck his ass off. So it's a bit of a sticky one, isn't it? Because he wants to put the blame on Nico and Granit, but he doesn't want to put the blame on Leno and Luiz. Make your mind up, Mikel. But yeah, he's talking about the social media abuse. That's not relevant in my opinion right now. Will it be strange to ask Alex to start in the Premier League given that he's just been removed from the Europa League squad? He said no, Alex knows his role before we signed, and he obviously knows his role after we signed him. We had a plan on the goalkeeping positions and we could not execute the plan the way we wanted to for different reasons. And that's it apparently. Because of Kieran's previous injuries, are you able to manage differently? How would you if it was another player coming back? He said no, it's a different injury. Kieran is a player that really pushes himself and his ability to perform physically at his best because he cannot hold himself. Was a signing a left back the only thing he didn't achieve that you wanted to in the January transfer window? He said we cannot do everything. As I mentioned before, there are so many things that we had to do in the transfer window. We had to focus on what was priority, and we did almost everything you wanted to do. He was mentioning about Alex Renarsen's criticism. He said, but for a big club, they expect you to go out there and give your best at the top level. Now, what I want to say about this is, now he's saying, oh, look, criticism is normal. But in the social media comments, which you can see on Twitter as well, he's saying, oh, but it's this, it's that. Come on, man. Just make your mind up, you big hypocrite. And then he was asked about the culture shock for some reason of Renarsen. I don't know what he's gone about. And then he was asked about the character, and he said, yeah, he works really hard. It's bullcrap questions, to be honest, that these journalists ask anyway. Is VAR changing the way you're having to coach defending and the advice you're giving to your players? He said there are some players that we have to be more careful, for example, with the handball rule around the penalty area. Mate, why are you still defending Leno? The penalty, you know where the penalty area would be. Oh, God, flip it now. Oh, this guy gives me the ick, really does. And that is it for the press conference. And as usual, he's a bit of hypocritical. And the main things to take out is Tierney is obviously working on an injury still. Matt Ryan is probably not going to be playing, and it's probably going to be Renarsen. So that's just about it from the press conference. But leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Next bit of news is on Achraf Hakimi. Now, he has been linked to Arsenal as well as other European clubs. Now, with Hakimi, it's a tricky one because so many clubs are involved. Inter Milan are going through a financial crisis at the moment. They've had to take like a £200 million loan or something, and they've got huge debt, and they're in a big problem at the moment, and they really do need to sell players. So deals for the likes of Lautaro Martinez to Barcelona, they could be on as well, as well as Hakimi. Apparently, they missed their first payment installment to Real Madrid for that deal, in a deal which cost around £40 million. So, wow, it's a tricky one, and I think Inter Milan will probably look to sell him. How much could they fetch given their situation? I think it would be around between 30 to 35 million. I think that's brilliant. Only because, he can go forward, he can go back, he can do all those things. He can play in a 3 at the back, on the right wing, and a right wing back, and he can also play right back. So I think it's a brilliant signing for us if we can bring in Achraf Hakimi. Hopefully we do, but it's going to be a lot of competition from other clubs, so we'll just have to see how that one goes. Last bit of news is on Callum Chambers. Now, reports are circulating around Callum Chambers is that he could be leaving in the summer. I thought he would be one that would be let out on loan, to be honest, in the January window, instead of maybe like, I don't know, Willock or maybe Mustafi wouldn't be left to leave. I don't know. But yeah, Callum Chambers, he hasn't really played a lot. He's been in a few matchday squads recently, not really gained any game time whatsoever. I think he's one I'd probably look to sell as well in the window. I think we could fetch around 13 to 14 million as well. Fulham would be a club that interested if they stay up or something. But I think 13 to 14 million is probably what we could get for Callum Chambers. And he's a half decent player when he's on his day. He can play right back, CDM, centre back. So he's quite versatile on that area of the pitch. And yeah, he could fetch us a good bit of dough, and I think we should get rid of him. So that is it for today's Arsenal's latest news. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this yet. But yeah, that is it for today. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.